It is time to take a look at our tale of the tape for this fight, brought to you by Bud Light, the beer you can always count on. The advantage in height and weight favors Billy Carothers, while the reach goes the way of Paul Crawford. Which man leaves with another win and a check mark in that column? Let's find out as we go inside the cage with Britt Talbert.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the Front Street Fights lightweight division and is brought to you by Les Schwab Tires. Our business is earning your trust. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner to my left, with an even record of against 1 win against 1 defeat, standing in at 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 153.4 pounds, fighting out of Caldwell, Idaho, proudly representing No Excuse MMA. Please welcome Paul Ferocious Crawford. And fighting out of the red corner to my right, with a record of 3 wins against 9 defeats, standing in at an even 6 feet tall, weighing in at 152.2 pounds, fighting out of Boise, Idaho, proudly representing SBG Idaho. Please welcome Billy Carothers. Our referee, once again, when the action begins, is Tom Supnet.
Here we go between Paul Crawford. He is in the yellow trunks. Billy Carothers, he is in the blue trunks. Will this one last any length of time, or will both fighters try to get this one over quickly? Crawford definitely looking to land that early punch, putting Carothers back against the cage. Throws another left jab. He's got those punches going. Obvious sign that Crawford wants to end this one early.
He breached into his pocket and threw that one.
Carothers trying to shoot for a double leg takedown. Finally gets it down, able to slow down that early onslaught of nearly 30 seconds by Crawford.
It looked like referee Tom Supnet was really checking for razor blades or some type of smelling salts in Carothers' gloves, so we don't have to worry about that.
He's trying to lock in that rear naked choke. This is where we've seen Paul Crawford get in trouble early in his fights, able to counter that. Really close to giving Carothers the back and a rear naked choke victory.
Paul's really strong. He's been working on his strength and conditioning. You can really tell the way he's shucking off takedown attempts and punches. You don't have to back up yet, Matt. There's not blood.
Oh, I know. I just like to get a good view.
Yeah. I'm really impressed with Crawford. He's getting multiple takedowns.
Good job by Carothers. Hard slam. Tosses Carothers to the ground. Relentless.
Unreal.
Is Paul Crawford right now. A knee to the side of the head.
That was questionable because you have to have 3 points of contact down, and I don't know, we could look on the replay. Oh, another takedown. And there you go with a mistake again. And now he's got put in a crucifix now, and he's not protecting. He's able to wiggle his arm out, but there's Paul just getting a little typically overzealous because he's so aggressive and he wants to win, and you just got to kind of watch that a little bit. And good job on Carothers to take advantage of that and kind of change the tempo of the fight.
Just about halfway through round number 1. Very exciting from both fighters. You've seen flashes from both of control, counter, but this is where Crawford gets in trouble. Did he just put him in that position that will allow Carothers to win this fight with 2 minutes and 25 seconds left in round number 1? He calls it. That is it. The mistake by Paul Crawford once again rears his ugly head. Billy Carothers back on the winning track, picks up the victory. 2 minutes and some into round number 1.
I don't want to say anything right now because I love Paul, and it's like a dad. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Sometimes disappointment is worse than being mad.
Oh my gosh. And he was just, as you saw, killing it.
as we go to the Project Filter replay, brought to you by Project Filter. You decide when, we'll show you how. Visit projectfilter.org. A lot of energy early on for Paul Crawford, a trademark of his. Billy Carothers doing a really good job and sitting back and waiting to see what Paul Crawford has, and you saw he had a few rights and lefts there for him.
Nice takedown. Look at that. I mean, just a lot of power, and he's just swinging for the fences, and, he paid for that by getting taken down. And, like you pointed out, here's a takedown. Look at the power.
Huge slam. Almost gave himself up to a kind of a guillotine
Triangle,
there and used that strength and just that raw power slamming Carothers down to the ground. But then again, there was that crescendo knee there by Paul Crawford. Billy really doing a good job of being defensive and letting Paul put himself in the mistake that we've seen, unfortunately, so many times right there that allows him to pick up the victory.
Well, I think he needs to fight, 15 minutes. You can't fight hard 5, right? You need to fight 15 minutes, and you need to account for that. And, when you see just one round, you got to account for the other 2. You got to get through the first round. Be patient.
We're going to make this one official as we go back inside the cage with Britt Salbert. Mic problems. Mic check, 1, 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we get to the particulars, how about a round of applause for these 2 warriors here tonight? Round of applause for Paul here, took this fight on short notice. We have our winner, tapping out via rear naked choke at 2:37 of round 1, our winner, fighting out of the red corner, Billy Carothers. Billy, we got a swag bag here from our ring girls, courtesy of our friends at bodybuilding.com. A couple quick words here, real quick, Billy. I'm sure you've seen Paul around the playground. He's fought on this card a couple times before. All or nothing, usually type of guy. You guys got after it pretty good there.
Yeah, he's got a good straight, and I just knew once I came in, I had to stay away from his power hand, and I was trying to get my straight in, but I couldn't really get the distance right and connect. But I know he's a tough dude, and I just want to thank him for taking this fight, because I actually weighed in like 2 pounds over. He didn't have to accept it, so that shows what a warrior and how much passion he has for this sport and that he actually wants to be here.
Lots of respect, Billy. What's next for you? You pick up your 4th pro win. Anything on the horizon?
I got to go back and reevaluate, and get this. If I want to stay at 155, I got to reevaluate and make sure I could actually make weight, not coming in a pound or 2 over. So I'll go back, talk to my team, and we'll just talk about it. I don't really have any plans right now.
Real quick before we let you go, obviously you're a proud SBG guy. Who else do you want to thank here tonight?
I want to thank my wife and kids for all that time I've been away from home. I want to thank my coaches at SBG. And I want to thank Front Street Fights for having me here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Billy Carothers.